Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And today we're going to be going into the endgame content Chamber of Aspects. Now, this stage is, it doesn't unlock until you get to a pretty high population limit, so, not a lot of people are going to be able to access this. But there, because of the force limit, it says you can only bring in Primal Demon, She's Will, Fount of Wisdom. And we are currently in a Primal Demon meta. And we're going to be fighting Yamza, and you pretty much want to use blue orbs here. I mean, you can use greens because he only nerfs oranges, but he does have, a decent amount of health, 1.2 million, and he does hit relatively hard. So today, in honor of Primal Demon meta, and, maybe give people an idea on getting an EX shard out of this, we're going to be using a full, quote-unquote, full Primal Demon team. Violet, Guy, Jean, Guy, Diablo, Violet, Jean, Rain, Misery, Blanc, and Violet. Literally every single slot is a Primal Demon. Now, because, sub-slots are counted, we can't bring in the big three. I'm not going to bring in some other characters that may give us extra protection gauge, but we are using a full Primal Demon team. And you know what? It's probably going to work. Right, and obviously if you don't have some of these options, just use one of the other units that you can bring in. There is quite a large list of characters that you can sub in, so you don't need to bring support slot Primal Demons. It's just, I wanted to make the video fun. So let's go ahead and jump in. And it's a pretty solid team, right? Minus support slots, this team runs efficiently. We have orb changers, we have buffers, we have a single target DPS, we have ways to get, ults and everything like that with the stacking gauge increase from the new Blanc. It's just that we're not going to start with a lot of protection gauge, if any. And that's an interesting hand. Maybe it was better if we brought Guy instead. You know what, let's do that. Let's bring Guy. Okay. I know we have a lot of orb changing already, but turn 1 is set, and Guy is just going to make this easier. We don't need to do 8 million damage in this stage. We only need to do 1.2, so I'm not too concerned about that. But let's go ahead and start buffing up Blanc now, because, her buffs are free. She's going to give us extra ult gauge, extra ult damage, extra attack for herself extra pierce power. She is going to work fantastically on this Primal Demon team because it is just so well set up. Oh, Guy has a lightsaber. Okay. Guy is switching genres, apparently. Alright, what is that? What is that not so great hand? Okay. Can't really do much about that, can we? No, we would need 2 extra points for that. Oh, well, that is quite unfortunate. Oh well. Alright, so we'll make it work. I think we'll just... we'll do this one again. Why not? We'll get the stack in here. This will give us more skill points next turn, hopefully enough to use both the Misery and Diablo orb change if we need to. But we are getting Blanc orbs. That's good. Unfortunately, we can't use any of her stacks here because we just don't have the points. But Blanc is going to work well on pretty much any team, right? Because she is relatively self-sufficient, right? She gives herself ult gauge, essentially, from other orbs. You just need orbs for her, which is not, not any different than any other team. But she also has a bunch of self-buffs that can get very, very high very, very quickly if you are able to use them efficiently. So here, we got orbs for her. Awesome. Next turn, hopefully, we have enough points to actually use maybe 1 or 2 of her buffs and orb change. The team does get expensive. It is limited by the 50 skill cap raise every turn. So even though we get 2 stacks, then we're not really getting anything out of it. Okay, yeah, that's certainly something. So alt swap, orb change. We have 65 points, so let's use both those skills. We'll get extra ult gauge, and we have 3 of her orbs, so this will be good. We're continually getting more and more ult gauge off these stacks, so 20% now. Our attack may be lowered, but it really doesn't matter, because we're going to murderize this poor, poor man. More than Clayman did. So, overall, they have their flaws, definitely. Earth Jean being as a JP player in my comments said, a walking battery. because her skill isn't super great, but I thought that was very funny. Just a walking battery that Jean is. Because her buff looks really good on paper, and in practice, it's not nearly as good as you want it to be. Her buff is vastly outshone by Overlord Shizu, and that is certainly saying something, right? Vastly outshone by Overlord Shizu. Which is like, it's so very confusing then to add up into the point that, why is the Overlord team so shit? But then why is Shizu a god? Why? Alright, we can use this one more time, so let's actually, let's use the alt buff here, since we're already getting extra alt gauge, and we don't need that much more in the next couple turns. Okay, so we're gonna hit very, very hard. Very, very hard. Not as hard as we could, though, right? Because we took Space Jean out, so we're not getting the 170% alt damage. We're gonna get 80 plus whatever that she's giving herself. Still, though, will be useful. Diablo needs to go, though. He gotta go. He's taken too much damage, because this Yamza, it's an 8-turn fight, he has a good amount of health, and he hits relatively hard, right? He's no bitch. So let's bring you in for Guy. Alright, we got oranges. Perfect. So let's get Diablo out of here. We don't need him for anything. And then we'll use the alt swap, and then we'll use the oranges. Boom. Boom. Very nice that we're running a full Primal Demon team and not just a whole bunch of randos. Let's use this, let's use that. Alright, so we don't have any more points to use on this turn. We can still buff up next turn. This is going to get our EX alt for Blanc, so that's awesome. And an alt for Misery. So we've got, what, 4 alts now? 1, 2, yeah, 4 alts on turn 6. It's pretty good. That's certainly a hand right there, isn't it? Okay, what do I want to do here? So, I mean, I don't have to do much, realistically. The attack nerf is going to leave Blanc next turn. Let's get... Hopefully Misery swaps her own ult. She did. Awesome. And then... Oh, wait, you both have ults in the back. Damn it. Guess it doesn't matter. We have an ult for everybody. Yeah, you'll come out. Okay, and then we'll just use Guy's Orb Change. Boom. And then we'll use the last stack here. How many points are we going to get off? Just the 5 send. 147? Now, let's hold off on using that last stack. Let's just go ahead and send these, and we'll hold the Blanc ult. Actually, it probably would have been better if we had swapped Blanc's ult. Oh well. It is what it is. We're going to murderize this poor fellow. And we're going to use our Jean to reset Blanc's skills back down to 0, give us 300 points, and then we're going to be able to use a whole bunch of her skills anyway. That's a fantastic hand right there. Okay. Very nice. Use the final stack of Violet. 345 points. So, we're going to give ourselves guaranteed crits here, because we are actually allowed to crit in this stage, so that's nice. So, boom. 80% alt plus guaranteed crits for physical, which everyone on here is physical. We'll bring Diablo in. We'll use his physical buff and guaranteed pierce. We don't need to bring in Misery for anything, realistically. And then we will use the weakness strike and all element resistance down. And now we will reset everything with Jean, this skill right here. Lowers everything by 100 points, and then gives us 300 points on turn 8, which is currently turn 8. So it's going to take this 100 and this 80 back down to 0, and then give us 325 points. Boom. And now I can use these again, and again. Right, okay, here we go. And again. So how many total uses do I get out of this? So that's 2. 3. Okay, alright. 4. And I think 4. Because we don't have enough points to use... Oh, we do have one more. Alt and Pierce. Right, that's doing 2 different things for our damage. Okay, so let's do that. Alright, so let's check it. We've got 180% alt damage. So that's that's more than matching what Jeanne was going to do by herself. Of course, it would have been higher than that anyways with another 80%, but still, we're doing good damage there. And then she herself has 248% attack because she's double stacking attack from her own skill and Violet's skill. So that's the 12 from Violet, 15 from Blanc, 248%. Got 150% pierce power from her own stacks, guaranteed crit, 100% physical attack, guaranteed pierce, 100% weakness strike. And then over here on Yamza, he has 15% pierce resistance down from the Misery stacks, defense -9 for the trait, and then the elemental resistance is down by 100. So we're looking pretty good. Let's make sure the alt is set on. I don't want to send... well, would Diablo kill? He's not getting the crit. He's getting the ult, though. Let's see how much a normal orb does for Blanc, and then we'll send it. Even though... Okay, you know what? If Diablo kills, we'll just come back and do it again. Because I want that extra 5% attack that he gives, right? Or pierce power that he gives. So let's do that. So she guarded. Okay, so 76k on the guard. So it would have done 150... 140... 76, yeah. 150k around that normal orb. Diablo's not going to do 1 million. I hope. I really sincerely... It's not an EX ult. 210. Alright, awesome. And now, Blanc. Mommy Blanc. Look at those legs. Alright. How much damage are you going to do here? We could have had more stacks, right? We could have started with a big 3 on a normal stage. We could have had at least, maybe 1 or 2 more. And we do 2.8 million. That's type neutral as well. That's pretty strong. We're not getting that extra 60% damage buff against certain enemies. That is a lot of damage that we can do there. And it could have been more, right? We didn't have to bring Guy. We could have done something else. We could have started with a big 3 on a normal stage. So that is... I think that's very, very strong. And a good case for the Primal Demon team as a whole. I'm going to do the World Tour videos probably after the Jubilee videos that are coming next week or something like that as of recording this. So stay tuned for that. I have no doubts in my mind that Blanc is going to be able to wipe literally every Conquest and Tempered Edge off the face of this planet, except maybe the Earth stage because they hit so hard. But hey, we'll find out. But let me know what you guys think of this. There's your free, EX shard in case you haven't done it yet. And if you don't have it unlocked, then keep on grinding, get that population high enough, and there'll be a lot of EX shards that you can get at the end of the road. But again, that's it for me. Take it easy, guys, and I will see you all later.